Good morning, Belton High School. I'm Tanner Strive.
I'm Savannah Truitt.
And you're watching
Cutlass TV News.
And it goes a little something like
Belton students will be voting for their student council and class officer positions today. Here's more on the elections by Avery Hobson, Jesse Larson, and Andrew Clark.
Class elections are today in advisory. Sophomores and juniors, you have the choice to vote for who you think should be a class officer. Student advisor Ms. Fales shares some information about the election, and junior Sadie Mesmer shares her thoughts on what she looks for in a class officer.
Class officer elections and student officer elections are taking place on Friday, April the 27th. All advisory teachers that have sophomores and juniors are asked to show the videos. There are 4 candidates currently running for senior class president. I think there's only 1 that's running for junior class president, and then there's multiples that are running for freshman and sophomore president positions. With student council, most of the positions are uncontested, but there are some great leaders that are going to introduce themselves to the students and let them know what their philosophies are about being leaders. We're really looking forward to some great new leadership and a lot of students getting involved in our student leadership program at Belton High School.
A class officer should be determined and have a good, hard work ethic, and they should consider the opinions of the other students in their class. I once heard a quote that said, "A leader does not do all the work by themselves. They have others. They lead others to lead." And class officers have a lot of work, so they need to have time devoted to that work.
For Avery Hobson and Jessica Larson, I'm Andrew Clark for Cutlass TV News.
Tennis season is in full swing. Here's more on the season by Mason Goffey, Robert Thomas, and Savannah Truitt.
Boys tennis has started at Belton High School. Coach Ogle and sophomore Drew Strife give an inside look into this year's season.
I played tennis in high school for a couple of years. Really enjoyed it, grew up playing it. My dad taught me, and the assistant tennis coach position came available, and so I took the opportunity to learn how to coach. Coach Martin is a really great mentor. It's kind of been the running joke that I'm more of a director of tennis operations than necessarily a coach, but I'm picking up coaching habits and things that I can help to help the younger boys that are just starting off. The year's gone really well, and we're headed towards a 500 season, it looks like, which is better than I think we've done in the past from what I've heard. Typical tennis practice starts off with some light hitting just to warm up the muscles. Then we do a formal warm-up where we stretch and make sure that everything is nice and loose. Then we go into a various group of activities. We have challenge matches that kind of set where certain players are in what we call the ladder. So first varsity, second varsity, third varsity, they can challenge up and down all the way down through 6 varsity. And then the JV does the same thing. Those who aren't participating in challenges then work on individual skills like serving or top spin drills, making sure that we're using the correct hitting motion. We do a lot of doubles practice where we're practicing the fundamentals of being at the net and then away from the net. And then we just use those skills to culminate into matches between ourselves at the end of practice.
I've been playing tennis for around 2 years. I chose tennis because it's really different from all the other sports. A couple of the soccer members, we were all just I don't know, just one day we just thought about playing tennis. We were just like thinking about it, like us as a group. We all just wanted to try something new. There's a challenge ladder, and like most 5 out of 6 practices, you got a challenge for your spot. You can either challenge up or defend your spot, and if you lose, you have to either stay in the spot if you're challenging, or you have to go down a spot. So like there's six spots on varsity and there's 6 spots on JV, and like a JV 1 player can challenge a varsity 6 player, and if that JV 1 player wins, then he takes the varsity 6 player spot, and the varsity 6 player moves down to JV 1, and it's kind of annoying because you know you're going to be playing a match every day, and you gotta just defend and move up the ladder. One day you can be like top of varsity, and the next day you can be at the bottom.
With Mason Goffey and Robert Thomas, I'm Savannah Truitt for Cutlass TV News. The Cass Career Center provides many exploratory opportunities for Belton students. Here's more on the program by Samantha LaValle, Chloe Murphy, and Destiny Corals.
Belton students were recently notified if they were accepted into the Cass Career Center. Here's more on the VOTEC program for any prospective students.
The Cass Career Center is an off-campus career and tech program in Harrisonville. It's offered through the Harrisonville School District, and then we send kids there for their programs. So I have it pulled up right here. The programs they offer are ag programs, automotive, construction, CSI, EMT, fire science, health science, and welding as well. They have programs, so they have 1-year programs for seniors only, and they have 2-year programs for juniors and seniors. The goal of essentially all their programs is that you leave with a certification, whether that's as a firefighter, as an EMT, as a CNA. You finish their programs with some sort of certification. They either can get you into a trade school, or get you some credits at a trade school, or a job right out of high school. So yeah, we have a few off-campus programs. We have Cass Career Center, we have Herndon Career Center, we have Southland Caps in Raytown, and we also have the Summit Tech Academy in the Missouri Innovation Campus. MIC and Summit Tech are housed at the same place, but it's really 2 separate programs.
2 students who attend the Cass Career Center, Gabrielle Stoddard and Ethan Burton, said this about their respective programs.
I'm in the Criminal Justice and Crime Scene Investigation program. The program this year we worked on court systems, and we did crime scene investigation like sketching and photography, stuff like that, and then next year it will be patrol procedures and then basic firearm safety, stuff like that. So Cass really helps me set up my future by preparing me to go into the workforce, like getting me used to job interviewing, getting me used to having all my information ready, but it also prepares me for like professional dress, stuff like that. Just small things that you wouldn't ever know to do by yourself.
I'm in the welding program down at Cass. Cass Career really teaches us like how to weld, become a better welder. We weld pipe and just other sorts and bits and pieces of scrap metal, joints, doesn't matter. Cass Career really sets us up for the future by giving us some certifications like our OSHA 10-hour, which is our safety regulation certification.
With Chloe Murphy and Destiny Corals, I'm Samantha LaValle for Cutlass TV News.
Thanks for watching Belton High School.
Remember to tune in next week.
And as always,
Carpe diem.